What's going on, everybody? We're coming to you live from Farmington Hills, Michigan. I'm Will. This is Nate,
Yes,
a.k.a.
sir.
Siren, a.k.a. something else. But we're out here at TAC Records. It's a great day.
Yes, sir.
About to do number 8. This is number 8, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I feel great. How about you?
I'm cold.
Yeah, it's always
Pretty
cold
cold
in here.
out here. The heat.
Yeah.
We got a little problem with the heat right now, but we're gonna get that fixed.
We'll get it.
sometime this week.
Hopefully. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, without further ado, though,
Yeah.
we have a very, very special guest, very important member of the TAC family. We got Devin Gilliam, Rare.Img.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? Okay.
Rare.Img on Instagram.
He got angry one time, so I just wanted to,
Yeah, he did yell at
It's
us.
just Rare.Img.
But this guy is one of the most creative, talented musicians, videographer, editor. Just he's got the vision, man. He's got it all when it comes to creative knowledge, I should say.
100%.
He just directed the open-ended questions music video by 2-6. So
Yeah.
if you could give us a little backstory on that, I would love to hear what you have to say about that.
Hell yeah.
All right, so that video was the second one I shot with Chance. After the first one, the first one was just kind of him warming up to the camera, just some easy stuff, nothing like super flashy. And then one day I was just in my car and I was watching other music videos to try and get inspiration and see what's hip down River Detroit area. And I noticed most of the music videos were effect heavy. They were just kind of different scenes and shots and didn't have any kind of story to them. I don't know, and I was just really missing older music videos that didn't have that story, that did have that story element to them.
Yeah.
And I think I was ranting to Chance and you guys at the Black Friday event All Yeah put on.
Shout out to All Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I was ranting to you guys about that, and you brought up Chance's new album, and I was like, is there any songs on there that tell a story? And I think it was you, Nate, that was open-ended questions, and Chance sent it to me.
it was.
Yeah.
So I literally played it in
On
the
the
shop,
spot.
and I was I played it in the shop, and I was like, someone give me paper. And we went and stole flyers and a Sharpie, and I was just sketching almost the whole video right there.
And then, best part about that was my fucking poster you guys were writing out the whole sketch to the music video on.
No, I got them from some girl behind the counter.
Not that extra one. Because
I only grabbed, I think, 2 pieces of paper. So if you use more than
No,
2
I
pieces of
did use
paper,
more. Will had to give me more paper.
Okay.
But yeah, so I sketched it out there, pitched it to Chance, and I could see he probably thought I was fucking crazy. Just chicken scratch on a piece of paper.
dude, you were doing this in the middle of I don't know if it was rehearsal, but there was performances or something was being. It might have been during their podcast.
I was
with
like,
Two
it
Down.
might have been.
But you're sitting there, and this guy filled up these pieces of paper in literally 5 minutes. He's like, I just heard some lyrics and stuff came to my head, and then seeing how it actually turned out, it's crazy.
Yeah, big time.
Crazy.
Dude, yeah, I feel that's a big thing when I'm pitching to clients is I probably sound fucking insane, but it's because I see the vision, and part of what I'm saying is the path to that vision. So sometimes it seems a little rocky, but I see the vision, and it will turn out good.
Yeah. The creative mind you have just in a lot of this shit, and I've been lucky to experience it for 4 years now. And I remember there was some, I can't remember exactly what song it was, but we're filming in your basement, and you were like, you remember that Eminem commercial for the Super Bowl? I was like, yeah. And he was like, how he was kind of versing himself, and they were going bar for bar, and I was like, yeah. So then this dude had me in boxing gloves doing both side punch scenes.
Dude, yeah,
and
that
he
was the
about to have
21 video.
us versus each other, myself versus myself. And too bad we never got to see how that, because we still to this day have to do an extra
I was
day of
missing.
filming.
I started cutting that video together, and I was missing one shot, and I was like, "Fuck this!" And I texted Will, but he was like, "Where were you? You were out of the state.
I might have been.
I think you were on spring break or
maybe
something.
it could have been that or Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach, yeah. So you were out, and I was like, "Fuck it," and I just scrapped the whole thing.
Yeah. It would have been cool, but I feel like the 2 videos you and me have done have been very all of a sudden it's that day we decide, okay, this is the day we can record, and it's very organic, and then the one video plot went perfectly, and the other one didn't really, just like me partying, but they all came together, like those videos and me texting people to pull up like organically. So I feel like those videos were just better than 21 would have been. You know what I mean?
See, I disagree though.
Okay.
Only because I feel like 21 had more like a cool story. So like even though it's like one of those hard like songs, like through the video, it's kind of like you fighting your old stuff. So like now you're 21, you're like fully adult. Like it would have been like deeper.
Well, we can. I mean,
So
we
it's
can,
not like it would have been necessarily cooler. It just would have had like a deeper meaning.
Well, if you still want to do it, it's coming to Apple Music soon, so we can still do a video for it.
Oh, we already got a couple lined up.
Yes, sir.
What other artists have you done videos for?
Just Will and Chance.
Really?
Shout out
Yeah.
26.
So like you're new into the music video game a little bit.
Not really though. No.
Like I'm sure you've always like played around with it, you know.
So like,
But,
yeah,
like,
I guess
how
it's,
many videos have you done?
So there's 4 that are out, but I've actually shot probably 6 or 7. So there was a few that didn't ever like fully come to fruition, but the 4 that are out were good. I like them too because if you watch them, you can literally see my skill level getting better and
Better
better.
a lot. Yeah.
But who were some of the artists? It was just Will and Chance, you said?
Yeah.
Start reaching out to my guy. Go watch that open-ended questions, and I promise you're gonna wanna.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Nice.
man.
Sick.
My bad.
Good fucking job. But yeah, no, people need to reach out to this dude because I said it more recently, but he has been for the last good 3 years, 4 years, Mr. Behind the Scenes. He really has helped some of the most up and coming guys, not just downriver, but in Michigan, with a lot of different shit. So like, definitely go reach out to him because his mind and his product speak for itself.
Speaking on the TAC family, you helped set all this up.
Yes, you did.
You helped
I
paint these
did.
walls, that blue wall. I mean, how's that feel to finally see it all,
Finished
up and running?
product.
Dude, it's crazy because like I almost feel like I was just kind of thrown into it just by chance because like Will a few months ago had texted me.
I see what you did there, just by chance.
Oh,
I already
damn,
knew
I
what he
didn't
was
even
laughing
catch
at.
it.
I knew what
I
he was
didn't even
laughing at
catch
as soon
it.
as he laughed.
But no, Will had texted me about a podcast and like I didn't give it a second thought really. I was like, I have a couple ideas. I was like, because I talked with Colton about doing a podcast too, and he's talked about doing one. So like I had a bunch of ideas on like a podcast and like stuff to do to help it, and then I was here and I just ended up helping, and then just not stopping helping.
Welcome to the team.
For real, no, it's the like perfect thing that we were missing. I swear.
Yeah.
I swear.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like you and Chance and myself, I think we all have great minds for music and great minds for just media and like marketing and
Just creative
promo and shit like that. Yeah,
creative
just
stuff.
creative brains. And then he was just that like we didn't know we needed for, but
So much work.
yeah,
This guy puts in the work, the
Facts.
hours. I just want to thank you for how much you've actually helped out because I don't want it to go undervalued or underappreciated because it really does mean a lot to all of
you're a
us.
big member of this team,
For
and
real.
it's awesome to have you and
Speaking of it,
hopping on this
that
train.
blue
man.
wall,
That blue wall.
You
That
got-
blue wall.
you got a
I
lot
know.
you can do with that.
Yeah.
So much
What
stuff to
kind
do.
of what kind of things do you see yourself using or doing with that wall?
Well, obviously we have a taste of the stuff with
Out.
with the Blue Wall performances. So like a couple of that. There's one really cool idea I just pitched to Will for one of his videos. I don't want to spoil it too much because like to me it feels very innovative in what's going on a lot downriver. It's probably not like super new, but like it's just something you're not seeing as much, and I think it's very underutilized.
I'm so fucking excited to do it. I mean, I was excited just off him texting me like, yo, I got an idea for your video and it's gonna be hard. Like this is some different shit.
This guy's got a Cole Bennett like mind. I should
Facts.
say.
And but yeah, that should be fun, and it should be probably coming out around this time when this will be dropping. So be on the lookout for that. That would be all him.
You recently dropped an album. With Stories Under Moonlight, I believe.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Tell us a little bit about that. When did you start music? When did you find a passion for music? And I just want to hear all that.
So I kind of always had this like passion for music. Uncle was a drummer. Cousin had bands. Multiple cousins had bands.
Just been around it forever.
Yeah. So like young, I started guitar lessons. I think that was the first instrument. and then, well, minus playing drum stuff, but that was mostly self-taught. So drum or guitar was the first like formal lessons I had, then piano, and then voice for a while. And I just kind of always had this thing for music, and then my buddies like music too. We also were kind of obsessed with the TV show Glee.
Oh, what a fucking TV show.
So we all decided to form a band, and we called ourselves 10% Candy, which I made even like t-shirts too. I used to be like in my basement with like that like spritzer bottles of like dye you can buy, and then I tape like on a t-shirt to make it look like a piece of candy and then spray around it. It was probably the cheapest thing looking ever, but like it said 10% candy. It was nerdy and gross, but
If only the OGs know about 10% Candy, man.
dude, yeah.
For real.
As a band, we probably broke up and got back together a couple hundred times.
How old is this?
This was like through middle school.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that makes sense.
So like I think we formed like our 5th grade year, and then like I think the last time we broke up was sometime in like 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. We had members drop out for long periods. Eventually they came back, until eventually it was just me and Ricky,
Oh, Ricky.
the only ones still making music.
Ricky Rose.
You never touched on Stories Under Moonlight, though.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
dude, that's even way farther
I like
down
having
the
the
line.
history of like it leading up to it, but you know, like I want to hear a little bit about that album.
Yeah.
All right, so Stories Under Moonlight was the first of my rebranding because my government name I decided I wanted to reserve for like other projects. So like when I direct videos, I direct under D. Gilliam. So like I wanted more for like the formal stuff, have my government name. And then so I switched to Rare.Img just because it's a combination of two things. One, there's this like sad Twitter page I followed that was like Rare.JPG. And then there was this cute girl whose like tag on Instagram was her name.png. So like I was like, okay, I'm gonna just combine those so that way. And like I went and checked all social medias too, because I was like, can I get this name on social media? So that way, market myself.
Yeah.
And then it was available on most except for ones where like they don't let you put the period in the name.
GarageBand.
GarageBand. So I just snagged up that username on everything and then rebranded myself. And around that time too, I was talking with Colton on Camp Currency 1, and we were talking about like new music and stuff, and he was like, dude, I played How to Win Your Heart, which is out. I don't know if it'll be out under my new name by the time this comes out, but right now it's still under my old name. But I played him that, and he's like, dude, that would sound so sick with a rock beat. And like I put a rock beat on it, and it was like, eh. So like I just went and made a rock song, which was In My Bed off the album. So I made that. That was the first one I made. And I played it for him. He's like, dude, that's your genre. And I was like, all right. So Colton pretty much convinced me to do a whole pop punk album. And so like I waited a few months before I actually wrote anything else. But except for that one song, all those were written in like 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Written and recorded within like 3 weeks, and then another like week or two after I sent the stems to Chance. So yeah, that was a relatively short project.
Huh.
When did you meet Chance?
And I meet Chance? I had met Chance probably, what are we in December? So probably about a year ago from December.
Yeah, around that.
So like probably like 8 months before that album, because like we had tapped in Chance for Camp Currency to do some live engineering, and then Will had been recording with them, and I think Will had texted me to pull up to the studio one day, so I just came, chilled, took pictures and stuff. So yeah, I pull up to the studio, take some pictures for Will. Then like a few weeks later, ASAP.AG pulls up, and Will's like, come out and take pictures again. So I come out, take pictures. I think I was supposed to talk to Will about a music video too.
That was I think that was the day we were gonna do the Top Floor Bound video or Basics. It was one of the two. But yeah, you pulled up and Alec was recording before. Shout out ASAP.AG real quick. But yeah, that was one of the first times around there.
Yeah, so there was that, and then Camp Currency and all that. And at Camp Currency, I talked to Chance and got him on the song that's on my last album. So I hit him up with that one, and then I was like, I'm going to send you my album to mix. And he's like, bet. He's like, if it's like the one we did, I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, that's the only song like that on the entire album.
Just like,
And then I was like,
bet.
oh, it's a pop punk album. And he's like, never done that before. I was like, you're going to learn today. And you can ask him. Some of those songs were a bitch to mix. But
He did sing on that bitch too.
I know. I think The Silence, which I'm on with Lil Siren, he said he spent like 3 hours just mixing.
Yeah, I did decent on that song. Not my best work.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's still one of my favorites on the
It's a good song. Don't get, like overall, it's a
yeah.
good song. But
That's like my biggest thing why I don't like listen to that album anymore. It's just because like how much my voice grew from making that album. I know I could do that album better at this point, which will definitely be shown in like the next music released.
Speaking of that, when do you plan on like releasing new music, new singles, new projects, videos, whatever venture you got going on? When do you see that?
So we'll start with music. So I have 4 projects lined up for this year. 2 of them is a double like side A, side B album with Rose 239, my boy Ricky.
We'll get into that in a second.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that album is over 2 years in the making.
Wow.
Bro, that album is over like 7 years in the making.
Really, it's since like our childhood, so
Yeah.
probably like 24 years in the making. But the actual recordings are over 2 years. There's little recordings from over 2 years ago I'm using on the album,
Wow.
which is insane to me.
What other future projects you got going on?
So that one with Rose is probably dropping early February, around Valentine's Day. And then I wanted to do a sequel to Stories Under Moonlight, even though I don't like it anymore. So like Stories Under Moonlight was kind of like an exploration into the pop punk genre.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those beats on there kind of pay homage more so to like that older pop punk sound. And then this new one is going to kind of take it back to like the modern what's going on in the pop punk sound, which is that older sound but with a lot more like trap elements.
Okay.
That sounds like rapidly growing right now too.
Yeah.
That pop punk, like it's. I'm not gonna say rapidly growing, but it's like making a comeback. Like it used to be lit, back in like early 2000s, like middle 2000s, and then it just kind of disappeared for a second. I think MGK is really the one that really brought it back. Put
MGK come on a
statement towards
fucking
it.
pod.
Like I don't know if I'm forgetting people, but like
Travis
you know what I'm
Barker
saying?
coming back.
I was
in
gonna
the
say
You
game.
know what I'm saying?
Travis Barker did win into the rap game after
Yeah.
Blink-182 broke up that one time. And he has his own album that has like Lil Wayne and all that.
Yeah,
Cypress
yeah, yeah.
Hill. The
Yeah.
song with Cypress Hill on it is really good.
But then like Black Bear, Ian Dior, they all kind of as a group.
Not really Black Bear at first, but Ian. So like Ian Dior
Ian
and
Dior,
MGK are probably the 2 that brought it to like mainstream.
Ooh,
but like
Youngblood,
right
too.
before, I was gonna say right before they
Yeah.
started, you have like Youngblood, Mod Sun. Those guys kind of
The other guys though just really took it to another level.
Yeah,
Though,
they made it mainstream again.
yeah. And like you can see they all work with each other and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of artists like Black Bear did his pop punk album. Demi Lovato just switched to pop punk too. Miley Cyrus did a rock album, which is not pop punk but close enough.
You touched on your album coming out February. You said around Valentine's Day with Ricky. What's your relationship like with him? Like, why did you guys come up with the idea to, come up with an album?
So I think we became friends in elementary when we joined Little League. His dad was the coach, and like
What sport?
baseball.
All right.
And his mom graduated with my mom's brother.
So your uncle.
Yeah.
There you go.
So like they knew each other, so like it just all ended up me and Ricky being friends. And like we were probably like the best friends you can be up until about high school. And then we drifted slightly, but
Oh no.
then we drifted slightly, but like still good friends. And then like you guys had dropped Heartbreaker
Fuck.
at some point in high school.
God, we almost made it. We almost made it 10 episodes without bringing up that damn song.
You know I had to.
I know.
So
It's
you
okay.
guys had made Heartbreaker, and I had dropped a song immediately after, like a week later that I had been working on, which is actually a really good song, even for me not being able to like mix or have the voice skills I do now. I don't remember what it's called though. But so I dropped that, and then Ricky hit me up and started talking about like all the mixing and recording stuff, and like we just started working together on music, and then like, yeah,
Just the rest is history.
yeah, that's
Ricky's-
just how it started, and then like it never stopped.
That's the
Yeah, I
homie,
feel
man.
you.
He lives in Florida now, and it's a bitch to get stems from him.
100%.
Literally, like I probably would have dropped our joint album already, but there's one song I'm still waiting on,
Damn.
and he's had it written.
Oh, you were telling me about this like a few weeks ago, actually.
Shout
I
out
know.
Ricky. We love you. Send your verses.
I don't know you too well, Ricky, but shout
Nah,
out
I'm just
you.
playing. That's the gang, bro. And I'm happy we got to talk about him on this
Yeah, for real.
podcast because he doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, true.
Well, we already talked. We talked about how you found a passion for music early on in your age. When did you really find the passion for editing, or just like videography, or just photography?
So
'Cause you do excellent work, I should say. Excellent work.
So when I was exploring music more and switching around colleges, eventually my major became music composition for film and TV.
Okay.
Where?
Berkeley College of Music over in Boston. I did their online program.
All right. All right.
So with my major, and like even before I switched to that major, I had taken film classes in college, like history of film and stuff. So like with my film class, or with my major, I had a lot of film classes. So like I just kind of picked up a camera one day and started doing it to kind of get better at the music composition part. Because like
Yeah.
I didn't have films to score, so I was like, I'll make my own films and score them. So I kind of just like fell in love with film through that, and that's when I started. Probably about 2 months after picking up the camera was the first video with Will.
Yeah.
Were you one of those kids that like just made skits like when you were really young? Because I'm one of those kids.
Yeah,
You can still go view it on Nick Nate Sage, but
I
That
don't
link
think
will
I
be
have
in the
video.
description below.
no, it won't.
Yes, it will.
You said what?
I don't think I have any like videos and stuff, but like I used to put on like plays and shit for like my family whenever they'd come over for like holidays or birthdays and stuff. Like I'd go as far as like go on the computer and design a little like playbill
Yeah.
that had like my name, be like special thanks to mom, shit like that on there, and like I'd print them off and give them to everyone. I'd like walk around with a little like rolly cart that had food on it and be like snack, snack, and then just go up there and do like probably the worst karaoke for a 6-year-old could do.
That's awesome. You've always had a passion for music, though, and you already touched on like playing instruments, but you played in the band as well, didn't you?
Yep, graduated from Carlson, was a part of their band for my whole time there.
And then you went on to coach.
Yeah,
marching
so
band,
I
didn't you?
did. Yep, so I work with several of the schools downriver in teaching drumline, and then I also work for a nonprofit teaching in the winter drumline. Which, if any of you want to donate, I will leave a link below in the description. Always good to donate to your nonprofit.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so now I just kind of coach, and that's kind of the thing I do on the side. Definitely doesn't pay bills.
You said it doesn't pay bills.
Now that nonprofit's all volunteer hours.
That video rate pays the bills, though.
Yes, it does. If only more people would hit me up for videos.
Shout out the Marauders, though, real quick.
Although there are some artists I'm probably going to start working with soon that I've pitched videos to, like Who Ate Cusco, The Dons,
Mhm.
Mason.
Just the TAC family.
Mhm.
TAC fam,
For
man.
real. You touched on college a little bit. You said it was an online program out of Boston, correct? I think you were telling me like a few weeks ago something about you were at Central Michigan, right?
Yeah, so I had started at Central Michigan as a music education and music composition, like double major.
Mm-hmm.
And then I switched to, and then I didn't like being so far away from home. So I switched to Eastern, and then I decided I didn't want to do education, and Eastern didn't have a composition program. So I switched again.
And then went to Boston. Rest is history. You graduated from there.
Yep.
With what degree?
Bachelor's.
All right, for sure. Congratulations, I should say. 'Cause I'm
Thank
one
you.
semester away from being done too. I'm
Ooh,
excited.
Almost congratulations.
Yeah, for real. You talked about him a little bit, Colton. What's your relationship like with Colton? You know, when did you guys really meet each other? When did you guys start pitching business ideas to each other? And then if you want to go into Camp Currency and what's coming up for Camp Currency next year in 2023. Well, I should say this year because when this drops, it'll be 2023. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
But yeah, so I met Colton filming Will's video. because like Will was tapped into Currency already.
Shout out Colton. Shout out Currency.
And I was like, I'm gonna call this dude, and I was like, we're gonna get a shirt from him, and like he's gonna sponsor the video, and I was like, dope. So like Colton pulls up, and he's like the only other.
I don't know what's wrong with you, dude.
Dude, it's just this awful cough. It's all drainage.
You've had it for a week. Go hit the sauna, dude.
That brother got COVID.
What gym do you work out at?
Planet Fitness.
Oh, they don't have a sauna, do they?
Oh, that's
You might have to switch your membership.
Maybe.
Go hit a sauna somewhere.
hell yeah.
I have a hot tub in my garage.
That should do the trick too.
There you go.
All right. Anyway, so
Working.
Colton was tagging along on the Pick It Up video.
Yep.
And we go to Applebee's after. We're all just chilling and talking. And then maybe like later that afternoon after we all went home, Colton hits me up and he's like, you want to shoot photos for my clothing brand? And I was like, dope. And like we linked up, and this was still me not even like knowing how my camera works. So like we went to Carlson for like shots at night.
What year is this?
2020.
No, 2019.
Pick
So,
It
like,
Up video was 2020.
When was COVID?
2020.
No, because we shot in November.
It was still
So 2019.
no, it was still 2020, but it was November 2020.
When we had been under lockdown.
No, we weren't. Not at that point.
Oh, that might have been when stuff was easing up.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we went out, shot the Pick It Up video, November 2020, and like we're at Carlson one day doing photos and stuff, and like I have no clue how my camera works, so like I'm still shooting in automatic, and like I'm getting these like weird things where like the shutter was on so long, so like there was like a delay and like long exposure effects, and I had no clue what those was, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what this is, but it's kind of dope as fuck. And like those were really some dope photos, and like I was like, I didn't even feel comfortable like charging Colton. Like I think he did pay me anyway. So we were at Carlson. I was like, I don't even want to charge you. He's like, nah, these are dope, and like he used them, and then like we've linked up multiple times since then, and we're at the point where like I'm pretty much his main photographer. I was like, we just kind of have that like click where like he likes my style, and like he knows what to do with my photos and like how they're gonna turn out.
So Camp Currency comes about.
Real quick with that though, with the Camp Currency, that at Applebee's,
Yep.
after we filmed the video, I think that was the birthplace of us you two talking about it, and we were talking about Siren Fest a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was talking about wanting to do an event, and he said Camp Currency. That was the first time I heard.
Yeah,
Camp
he had
Currency.
mentioned at that Applebee's dinner that he had
This was in 2020 when he said.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was
It's been an
good time
idea
in the
for a
making.
while,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
and like it's something I pushed for too a lot. But like we had talked about him wanting to do Camp Currency, and like we talked about me setting up Siren Fest, which was like our first event. It was my
Shout out
first time
Siren
on the
Fest.
stage, and
Mine- yeah.
Will's second.
Yeah.
So I set up Siren Fest in like less than a month, and that shit was a huge success.
Bro, we had talked about we were all coming out with new music, you, me, and Ricky, and then we had a group called Trios who isn't together anymore, featuring HBRD1.
Yeah.
Then we had a bunch of opening acts, and it was JC the Illest pulled up and did a set, like a quick 10-minute set. We had a lot of talent on that stage, and we were just chilling at his crib where we used to record music, and we were like, bro, let's put something together.
Dude, yeah,
So-
there was one point, there was probably a good 60 to 70 people in there.
Yeah.
And like this whole night, I was expecting 10 people there most.
Yeah.
So Siren Fest and Camp Currency were an idea at the same time, but they were
No.
they were
So Siren Fest had happened first.
Yeah.
Siren Fest had happened in November 2019.
Yeah. So Siren Fest
Okay,
was
so
like
it's
a year
after.
before.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a year
So we
after
were-
is when I meet Colton.
We had talked
Okay,
to him
okay.
about Siren Fest and we were talking about that event, and then
Yeah.
it kind of led into talking about Camp Currency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had talked about it at that Applebee's dinner, and then years go by, and me and Colton had other projects like magazine we worked on together.
That was also talked about during that Applebee's too.
Yeah, so we had other stuff we had worked on together, and I throughout them had mentioned hey, we should look into this again, and he's just I'm not big enough yet.
Yeah.
So we planned that in a few months, and I think it was probably about 4 or 5 months worth of planning, which was not enough. I was like, I wanted 3 months just for marketing, but
I mean, you guys got that now though.
we got that now. We had a whole year to work on stuff,
Yeah.
and lots of time.
Yeah, Camp Currency was a huge success.
It was a huge success.
Also nonprofit. That's what makes it even cooler.
The first event, we were not yet nonprofit, but we are now a nonprofit, and that's sweet.
Yeah, what do you expect for the next one?
For the next one, we expect probably just as big, if not a bigger turnout.
The VFW where it's happening, I grew up at. I grew up going there they had a Christmas event there that I would always go to. The church I went to growing up would always do events there. So the fact that there's an actual event that's going to help a bunch of downriver artists get bigger there is so, like, fucking awesome to me.
Yeah,
It's
and that
so
was the
great.
big thing, too, with us starting Camp Currency was we wanted it to be a community thing.
Yeah.
Which is, like, the main, like, because
I-
the nonprofit was originally my idea.
Mhm.
And I was like, Colton, this is, like, a great way because, like, this is what you want to do. And, like, more stuff going on in his life. And he's like, yeah, I want to start doing more with charity work. So, like, that's the cool thing about, like, the biggest thing I learned from working with Colton is just kind of, like, that community focus. Because, like,
Giving back, dude.
Yeah.
It just feels good, you know? It feels
I know.
good.
and it's not even just that, but, like, it's just, like, the work ethic. I'm seeing, like, how he's grown his company is, like, it's very locally targeted. Like, he wants to make stuff for this community
Yeah.
at, like, this level. Like, because being, like, in this industry, like, music and stuff, we want to go viral.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's how we're able to, like, make a good income and do this for a living is, like, the more people we reach.
Yeah.
But, like, for him, it's not like that. It's like he doesn't want to be the next Gucci.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
for the people, man.
Yeah.
I know he's making streetwear like for the people on the streets, not for like people living in penthouse suites. Like it's cool. Like we have
That was a bar, real
Lions
quick.
place.
That was a bar. He rhymed. Not making it for the people on the streets, not for the people in the presidential suite. That's a bar.
All right, that is a bar.
That is a bar. Shout
Dude,
out, shout
Creative
out,
mind. It's just going 24/7.
That's
I'm
a
telling
bar,
you.
yeah.
But so like he's community driven and like that's just something like completely changed how I work and like how I work with other artists too. Like it's just such like he's just such like a well-rounded individual, like human being. Like he wants to do good.
Yeah, he is like a really good energy, spiritual type of person, I'd say.
Yeah.
I was like, even if we stopped working on like business projects together, he's a brother.
It's still a lifelong friend.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Now we're just coming down to the quick hitters. I really want to know, do you ever get like a creator's block or like a creative block?
Dude,
and if you
all the
do,
time.
how do you overcome it?
So a lot of times it's just me getting in my own head and overthinking things. Sometimes it's just kind of being stuck, like not just creatively, but like in your life. Like I'm a big Simpsons fan, so like that's what I fall asleep to every night, and like I get in these habits of watching like those comfort shows.
Yeah.
And then eventually I'm like, I should probably watch something new so like I'm inspired again. So like it's just kind of having that fuel for like the creative mind, finding different influences, finding new influences, I should say.
You just find yourself in like the same like repetitive, like every day, just going through the motions type of deal you're
Yeah.
saying?
So like whenever I feel like I can't do anything, like if I'm writing songs, like I'll switch what kind of type beats I'm searching up and do something I haven't done in a while or never done before. Which is kind of why I have a lot of diversity in my music. I think in mine and Ricky's tape, you're gonna see that a lot.
Yep.
I was like, we go from everything from like R&B to trap to like soft shit. Side A is gonna be like the more softer side, and side B is gonna be a lot harder, a lot more bars.
There you go.
For sure. Well, what do you think your biggest weakness is?
Biggest weakness?
There's always room for improvement. Someone's got to have like you
Mic
gotta-
skills,
You
apparently.
got to have a weakness.
Dude, I mean, I have so many weaknesses. I have that. Let's start with music. I have that thing where like I hate my own voice. Like even just hearing this in the headphones, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't mind when I'm talking, but like when I can hear myself talk, I hate it.
Yeah.
I was like, so for me, that was a big roadblock in like judging if my music was good or not.
Do you record with where you can hear yourself?
Sometimes, so
I didn't mean to get off topic. Or
Oh,
off
no,
track, but
it's a good question.
Because I used to not like it,
I have to do it.
and now I feel like I kind of need to.
it depends on what I'm doing. So like if I'm like just flowing and like rapping and shit, like nah, I don't need it. But like if I'm singing or something, I gotta hear like I crank that auto tune all the way up, and I'm like, am I hitting these pitches?
yeah.
At least close enough to what I want them, and then like yeah.
Yeah.
So like it depends on what I'm doing.
Back to your biggest weakness, though.
Oh
I
yeah.
believe.
So like hating my voice was like a big setback in like the music side of things, just because I didn't like a lot of my strides in mixing come from like mixing Will stuff because I like listening to his music and
We
Ricky.
will.
So music side, yeah, mostly just not liking my voice. Video stuff, I'm pretty much like an introvert until you get to know me.
Mm-hmm.
So like meeting new clients and like pitching ideas is kind of rough for me, cause like I come up with these sweet ideas, but I'm like, are they gonna like it? Should I tell them?
Or do they come to you with other ideas that they had for it too? So you gotta like find that happy medium to collaborate with each
That's
other.
usually me.
I was like, I'm probably never shooting someone else's idea again.
I was
Just
gonna
because
say you like having full creative control, right?
I know that's how you get the best thing. Because like when I see the vision for the music video and it's like my vision, it's not just that cool idea, but like I know how to execute it. I was like, that was a big thing with Chances. Is I was like, we showed up to record that day, and I was like, we need this, this, and this. And I was like, I had it all planned out. But
Yeah,
like,
Chance was like, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
I had that boy running out of breath.
I was like, there was like 4 of them in that just one sentence right
All
there.
right, let's chill out.
Oh my god, we should have did the drinking game.
Oh, we'd be plastered.
Oh god. But yeah, having that full creative control and being like, all right, I need you to do this so I can have this shot. Because like when you start trying to shoot other people's ideas, it's a lot of like, that's not how I envisioned it in my head. And
Heads
like
bumping.
in my head, I was like, we bump heads all the time, Will.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get that's not what's in your head, but like this is how it's gonna turn out when I do the effects you're wanting here.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's not gonna turn out exactly, but like this is as close as it's gonna get while still making it look good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times like I could go and make it look like it's in their head, but that looks like shit. So I just have to go. So I go in and try and do it close, but make it slightly better.
I just want to say, you've worked with 2 different people for music videos, and both of Chances you have full creative control. So he's literally only talking about me.
I was picking that up already.
Yeah.
As you were
Pick it up?
talking.
It just hit. Pick it up.
Oh, yeah,
There we
can
go.
snap
There
on
we
that
go.
one. All right, next one. What are your like favorite genres of music? Like you said, your music's really versatile. You listen to a lot of different things. You try to record a lot of different things, different sounds. What would you say your like 3 favorite genres or something like that?
Oh god, that's so hard. I was like, because I literally grew up on everything, like from like old school country to like
You should just see
80s
this-
hair bands.
Your freaking playlist
to,
on your
like,
car.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I could pull up my main playlist I'm listening to right now, and like it'll range everything from like Rise Against to like the band Camino to Metro Boomin's new album.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
For
Swift
real.
is on there, her
But
new
yeah.
album. But yeah, so like everything. If I had to pick like a top 3 though that are my favorite, trap is probably at the top. I was like a good like R&B soul trap, trap soul, that kind of beat. Black Bear, by far my favorite. Chase Atlantic. Second would probably be either like pop punk. And then third would probably be either like, I don't know if you'd count film scores, but like that classical kind of film score sound, or if you don't, pop, like acoustic pop music.
All right, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The acoustic pop. If you could make a collab album with any artist in the music industry, who would that be and why?
That's so hard. I was like, can I give 2 answers?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so first answer on like a local level, so like something that could happen within like the next like few years, probably either Who Ate Cusco, just because like I feel like we'd have some interesting like diversity, not like diversity, but like that versatility on the album where
Yeah.
we could switch genres a lot
Yeah.
and do a lot of different sounds, or Mason Gray, just because I fucking love her voice and like I feel like we could blend on some tracks.
That was the
You're
last
talking-
episode.
You're talking TAC?
Oh,
I was talking like any artist.
that
No,
was gonna be my second answer.
yeah,
So my
yeah.
second like biggest that like end game for like my music career, the last album I'd have to drop.
I can guess it.
Is it Dead or Alive?
No, or it should be alive.
Alive?
Yeah.
I know who it is.
That's
Because
hard.
like it wouldn't be able to be possible if, if they were dead.
Yeah.
Probably if it was dead, it would be XXX Tentacion for sure.
Okay.
But
Fire.
alive, probably Black Bear.
Oh wow, I was
Just-
wrong.
Dope.
Just because he's like my
could see
favorite
that.
artist, and like I feel like we can make some good, diverse, like interesting stuff. There's some other artists that like I would love to have a collab album with, like Eminem, but like I just don't feel like a full Eminem album with us together is like
Yeah.
moves. We could do some cool stuff like he does with Ed Sheeran.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but like a full album, I was like, I don't know if it's needed.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say Eminem or The Weeknd. That's what I was.
Weeknd
The
would be a
Weeknd
cool
would be
album,
dope.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Weeknd would be dope. All right,
Yeah.
so I was like, if you had to, no, but if you had to pick 5 dinner guests, dead or alive, to sit at your table, who would you pick and why?
Who are the 5?
This is hard.
I love this question.
This is my favorite question on every podcast.
I know you ask this so often, and I've been thinking about it, but like,
I know.
who would I want to eat dinner with? Like, because like
It's not even that. It's just like having a conversation at the dinner
I
table.
know,
pretty
like,
much, though.
what am I gonna benefit from though, or who do I just want to talk to?
It could
Could
be
be
like
anyone ranging from your family to artists to
actors,
you know, actors, comedians, athletes, like anything.
influencers,
Yeah,
anything. Yeah.
I mean,
Politicians. It could be anybody.
I know I gave him shit for this, but I'd probably want Kanye at my table. Not 2023 Kanye. Shout out
You
PJ.
saying like
But
the
like,
college dropout Kanye?
not even that. Just probably Life of Pablo or earlier.
I miss the old Kanye.
That's a good song.
Yes, it is.
I was like, so probably like anything before Life of Pablo, before like he completely went crazy.
You want 808s and Heartbreak, Kanye.
Dude, that is my favorite Kanye. 808s and Heartbreak was a huge influence on me.
Yeah.
Well, that's one.
There's one.
So Kanye, probably Mac Miller, for sure.
I think almost everybody has said Mac.
Yeah.
It's
Mac's
hard.
a good answer though.
Yeah.
I was like, it's hard not to like want Mac Miller. Like you've seen the music he drops, and like he's definitely one. If I'd do a full album with Mac if he was alive.
That's another one. There you go. So there's 2.
2. I'd probably do maybe like Quentin Tarantino.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, probably Danny Elfman.
okay. There's 4.
I was like, just the way he composes music and watching some of like his interviews and
I'm
like
s-
master classes and stuff.
I'm
like
so glad you explained who he was because I had
he
no idea.
does film music.
All right, cool.
He did the Simpsons theme.
Okay.
He did pretty much any Tim Burton. He's the singing voice of Jack in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, okay. So he's pretty iconic in pop.
Yeah, he also
pop
has
culture.
an old band called Oingo Boingo.
Oh, I
which,
know
if
them.
you ever
Yeah,
watched
that's
the
my
movie, he did Weird Science. Weird
No.
Science.
Okay. Yes.
I was like, if I played you the song, you would know. But yeah. So Danny Elfman. Do I need one more?
Yep.
Can I give a cheesy answer?
Whatever you want.
My future wife.
There you go.
Bars.
I was like, I gotta earn those points before I even meet her.
Facts. If you could shoot a music video for anyone, who would that be and why?
I mean, minus the artists at TAC that I've been pitching videos
I'm
to.
saying like all time.
All
Could
time.
be dead or alive.
Anybody.
I probably want to shoot an Eminem video before I die.
Eminem, reach out to this guy.
That's one of the goats right there.
We're on 8 Mile right now.
Yes,
are
sir.
on 8
We are
Mile.
right off 8 Mile.
Favorite album with no skips.
No
Start
skips.
to finish. Your favorite album.
I have a couple no skips albums. Do I have to pick my favorite or?
Yeah.
You can do a couple.
No,
if you
you're
want.
stranded on an island. You can only listen to one
Oh,
album for the
okay.
rest of your life. What album is that going to be?
I didn't know it was that serious. Damn.
I need
No
one solid
skips.
answer.
I mean, it's hard because like Metro Boomin's new album's no skips for me. I was like, Oxymoron by Schoolboy Q is a no skips. Blurry Face by 21 Pilots is no skips.
That's a great album.
hmm had to pick one though, it'd probably be "Damn" by Kendrick Lamar.
Wow.
I really like that answer.
I was like, I won't lie, that's my favorite Kendrick project.
Yeah.
And so many people give me shit for that too.
Kendrick
I
come
can
hop
see
on a
why, but that would be a good album.
I was like,
have
I
the
just
rest of
remember
it.
like it dropping and like hearing all those songs on there, and then like all the rumors that like if you play it backwards, it changes the meaning of all the songs.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick drops the same album backwards. I was like, damn. I was like, it's.
Kendrick, come on a fucking podcast.
I was
bro.
like, just all the meaning in there, and like I'd watch like people with doctorate degrees from like prestigious universities break down his lyrics and like the rhyme structure, and like it was just so much detail and thought that went into that album. I was like,
No wonder it takes him 5 years to come out.
He's
with
insane.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. But for real though, if I could sit down with Kendrick and just pick his brain for like
Kung Fu
20
Kenny.
minutes,
I got
oh
a
my
theory
God,
about
Kendrick's so sick.
I got a theory about Cole and Kendrick where they kind of take turns, like being like running the rap game. Like Cole would come out with an album, Kendrick's in the vault making his shit. Kendrick will come back and drop an album, and then J. Cole kind of goes back in the vault. And it's like they give each other their own time to shine, and then they take turns just like running rap.
this is like super off topic, but have you guys ever seen the TikTok that's like Jay-Z has never been the greatest rapper of all time? And it like goes into detail on like album sales and all like this other stuff. And like from his first album to like now, he's never had like the best selling rap album or been like the most streamed artist. It's always been like Biggie, Pac, or other artists.
Yeah.
So they're like, I don't know why he's on everyone's GOAT list when he's never been. And I was like,
I think all you.
What?
I think
Hove's in my top 5.
Hov
I
is
was
a
like,
lot.
Hove's up there.
Hove's in my top 5 too, but like, I think stuff like that. You look at the guys that were beating him. Look at guys' names that you just said: Biggie, Tupac, Eminem,
Drake.
Kanye West.
But another thing is the longevity that his career.
And wouldn't it what 96?
I'm saying he's still rapping now.
That's what I'm
though.
saying. I'm
Yeah.
saying
So like,
96.
we don't
to
see that
what?
Dude.
very often.
Yeah, I know, and it's crazy because like you look at like Eminem, who's still dropping #1 albums without no marketing, no
Crazy.
nothing, and like people are like trash. I was like, can you go #1 without telling anyone you're dropping an album?
I can tell you right now, no.
I was
Can't
like,
go #1
I
without
literally
telling
don't
my
think
album.
there's anyone else that could just drop an album and they go #1 without saying anything.
J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake could.
If you
No.
if you're going outside of rap, there's a few.
Because see, like, no, but you gotta remember, you can't tell anyone.
Taylor Swift.
J. Cole, Taylor Swift could too, but I'm
Ariana
still
Grande.
rocking.
All right, maybe Taylor Swift could. I'll give you that one. I don't think Ariana Grande could.
Post Malone.
No, his last
dude,
album
the only,
bombed.
like I said, J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake, they could all drop without saying a word, and they would go #1 within like the first week.
Harry Styles.
Maybe. Harry Styles, maybe. Those like, if you're talking pop music, they have those cult
I'm
followings.
just saying, like as like just music as a whole. There's like 5 or 6, 7 people that can realistically drop an album.
All
Without
right, but
saying
with
a
the
word.
longevity,
Yeah. No. I'm not saying.
I was like, who can span across 3 different? Wait, are we in the 4th, 3rd? Because he's
I know.
99, so 90s, 0s, 10s.
20s.
So we're in the 4th decade where he's still dropping #1 albums.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say was all those guys that I'm referencing, like Cole, Kendrick, Drake, Taylor Swift, whoever, they're all relevant now.
Yeah.
Eminem, when apparently he was relevant, was supposed to be like 10, 15 years ago, maybe longer, farther back,
Dude,
and he's
yeah.
still dropping #1.
I know everyone hates on Eminem, and like
Eminem's in my top 5.
he's definitely top 5 for me.
He's not in my personal favorite top 5.
No, he's not
but
my personal
he's in,
favorite.
Like, yeah, he's in my top 5 of like just like lyrical ability. And
But see,
music
people
making.
don't even like his lyrical ability, and like he doesn't get credit for like the influence he had on it.
Yeah.
I was like, because he's definitely part of the reason like you have rappers like G-Eazy and shit, other white rappers. But not just that, he's the reason there's a parental advisory sticker on albums. I was like, that is literally so fucking huge. And I
Really?
don't think, yeah,
I
they
did not
sued
know
over
that.
the Marshall Mathers LP too.
Oh,
It
I
was
thought
like
it
a
was.
parents association.
I really thought it was gonna be like NWA or some shit.
NWA was another album listed in the lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
But like Marshall Mathers LP was relatively like the newest at the time of the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Around I think 2002.
Okay.
But yeah, that was crazy. Which I won't claim to be a historian. Those facts could be very off. Don't quote me on any of this.
Shout out Slim.
But
Come on
yeah.
the pod.
All right, one of the final questions. If you had a gun to your head and in order to stay alive, you had to sing every lyric to a song, what song would that be?
And I already know what you're going to do. If you say one of your songs, you've watched all these podcasts where people have tried to do that. So
Actually, there's plenty of my songs I'd fuck up the lyrics right now.
same here.
But it'd have to be an Eminem song. It'd probably be either like Rap God or Love the Way You Lie.
Hold on a second. You are trusting your life on Rap
to
God?
sing Rap God?
I would trust my life with Rap God.
I'm going to call Cap.
I don't think you understand
Can you
how
do
big
it
of an
right now?
Eminem fan I was.
Can you do it right
Why
now?
would you lie on our
just
podcast?
that fast part?
That's messed up.
Please try to do it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And don't cough.
I'm out of tea.
Don't
I was
cough.
like, I'm gonna fucking die,
Here,
but
vitamin water. Go ahead. Ready?
I'm just drinking this shit.
Do your thing.
Some of the,
Yeah.
dude. Wait, I need to pull up the lyrics just to watch this.
Bro, you realize you have to be like this to fucking read the lyrics, though?
I can. No, I don't.
What is your print like size 20,000?
Eminem, Rap God,
Yes.
fast part lyrics.
Because it starts off with the what's the group called?
Jabberwockies?
No, he interplays the Samalama Doomalama. JJ Fad. We're
JJ Fad.
JJ Fad and we're here to roll.
But didn't
Rhymes
Jabberwockies
this
do a
we
song,
never been.
like a
It's
video?
JJ Fad's thing though.
Oh, okay. But didn't the Jabberwockies do some shit?
Supersonic. That's the name of the song. Supersonic.
Oh, okay.
That's the JJ Fad song.
All right, I got it.
Ready? I'm gonna cough, but
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the group dancing in the video.
no, I just that
Yeah.
line.
But didn't the Jabberwockies do a fucking
Maybe.
video with Eminem, I think?
All right, let's see if I can do it.
Yeah.
Samalama Doomalama, you human, I'm a human. What I have to do to get through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and made a rubber. So anything you say is ricocheting off of me, and I'll glue to you. I'm never
You know what that means?
demonstrating, overestimating.
You had it.
Oh, I had it.
But-
Devastating more than ever demonstrating.
But just
That's
real
it.
quick, you know what that would have happened in real life? That would have
Gun.
been shot.
Shit, you're dead.
Yeah, you are
This guy's got a bullet.
He is
Demonstrating more than
gone.
ever, demonstrating how to give a motherfucking audience a feeling like it's levitating, never fading, and know the hate is forever waiting for the day they fell off, they be celebrating. Because they know where to get motivated and make elevated music, make elevated music.
That's what
Yeah,
that-
you couldn't finish that. You're getting.
Hey,
I was like,
real quick though, respect.
If I wasn't sick, it'd be a lot better.
Respect.
I promise.
I
Even if I
respect-
died.
respect the shit out of you for saying that song.
Even
Because
trying.
when he said Eminem, it popped in my head, Rap God, and I was like, is he really gonna? And then he says it, and I was just like, wait, hold up.
Well, I mean, he broke his own record on that with Godzilla.
Could you do Godzilla?
No.
That's a good song.
It's a good song, but like, I don't know. For me personally, I feel like if Juice and Eminem did a song together while Juice was alive, it'd be a lot better.
I agree. They
But,
could have
like,
done
that
like a
song
fucking
is hard.
hour-long song.
Cole
if
Bennett
they
music
wanted to.
video, that shit's hard. Dude, if we're talking about hard music videos, the Nat video for
Yeah.
Eminem is way underappreciated.
And I love
My
seeing
favorite Cole
Eminem-
Bennett video.
I love seeing Eminem work with Cole and stuff and start
I know,
working with the
that's
younger
sweet.
generation. It's so dope.
See, and people say he's not relevant, but here we go. Like Anderson .Paak, Young M.A., all on his last album.
Don
Actually,
Toliver was on.
Don
music
Toliver,
too?
yeah. Actually, speaking of which, Young M.A., her verse on the Eminem album, it's probably the only time I think I've heard Eminem out-rapped on his own song.
By Young M.A.?
That verse she does on whatever song that is probably one of my favorites.
I'm going to be honest. That's a bold statement.
That is a bold. I do think Anderson .Paak comes close on his collab with Eminem on the album too.
Anderson .Paak is just different, though.
He is. I was like, they go bar for bar on that one, where it's like pretty evenly matched. But I do think Young M.A. has the better verse. Wow. It's a hot take. I won't lie.
That's dope. And no offense to Young M.A., but like, I mean, there's so many other guys that I would put in my head. Like if they
I thought
just
it was Young Ma.
is it Young
Is
Ma?
it Young Ma?
I don't know.
I'm not really tapped into her catalog.
I
Exactly.
was like,
though.
well, she has that one song.
And this dude saying
Bleed.
she outran, she
I got a
out-rapped
few of her
Eminem.
songs.
Dude, no, I had no clue who she was until I heard that album.
Really?
And like, then I went and listened to her, and like, "Bleed" by her is one of my favorite, which is why I say Young M.A. because she's like, my name Young M.A. Make sure that M and A is capital, and that's why I think like Young M.A.
It might be. I don't know, to be honest with you, because I've heard both. But you didn't know? We call her Stephanie. I call her Heffany.
No.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
You
didn't know that. No.
Wow.
All right, well, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years, probably back as another guest on this podcast.
Let's hope.
I was like,
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
put
sick.
a lot of work into this shit. It better be going in 10 years.
I mean,
But,
the way this whole business is progressing over the last few years, it's looking pretty promising, to be honest, to say the least.
Just take a fucking chance, man.
Take a chance.
We did. And look how good it's going so far.
Well, you got any shout outs or social media handles you want to shout out real quick?
Rare.Img, Rare.Img, Rare Image, pretty much on everything. D Gilliam Media on different platforms.
D. Gilliam Photography, too.
Yeah, D Gilliam Photos on Instagram.
D Gilliam Media on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of tags. Oh, but back to the 10 years question. For real, probably here with Take a Chance, still doing stuff with you guys. And then I want to have like the financial comfortability to do like weird projects. Like
What kind of weird projects?
like there's a bunch of like short films and like TV shows, like animation cartoons and stuff I want to do.
Do you ever want to get into like directing movies or TV shows? Like, do you see that in the future, in the long term?
Yeah, I definitely want to expand and direct a lot more. I was like, I've had a couple like short film ideas, which I'll actually pitch one of them to you guys after because I think you might find it cool.
Be on the lookout for that.
But yeah, so like I want to be directing more for sure, doing more with music, and then doing more with nonprofits and communities as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to give you your flowers before we send you off. Like I said, I don't want you to think that your work goes undervalued or underappreciated here because it is excellent work. It's been a pleasure working with you. Really getting to know you, getting to sit down and do this. Really made things more inspiring for me, to be honest with you. I'm
Yeah.
ready to just keep pushing and keep grinding, stay consistent, and hopefully we'll see this shit take off eventually. So,
Yeah. I mean, I could say a lot. We've been through a lot in this music shit, and I said it earlier today when we were chilling in the studio. Like it's so weird for me seeing the two guys that have helped me a shit ton in music, and it became like close friends of mine, and then my best friend from first grade, and we're all working together. It's so crazy to me. And Dev, I've told you before, but like everything you've done for me is very appreciated, and I think this goes without saying that y'all are going to be hearing a lot from this dude this year, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. And as a business partner, as a coworker, as a friend, I'm very proud of you, and I'm excited to see how you keep going, man. And it's been fun so far to be a part of this ride.
Thank you.
And I'm really looking forward to the rest of it.
well, I want to give one last shout out to Centaur Slots for making this whole podcast possible. Without you, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now. And I love doing this, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Shout out Currency Clothing too.
Shout
yeah,
out Currency
yeah.
Clothing. Yeah, we.
I was
didn't
like
get to
Camp
that.
Currency. I was like, I gotta shout those out too.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
real.
Shout out my little sister, 2 paintings, beautiful. Check out her Instagram; that will be linked below. Try to buy some paintings. You can cop some new shit.
Did you want to do a blue wall?
I'll probably do a blue wall.
All right. Well,
ready for that.
You guys will see that the following day after this drops. And without further ado, I am signing off because it is time to do a blue wall.
Yeah, 8 down, million to go. Good episode, y'all.
Comment, like, subscribe on on YouTube. All the accounts will be linked in the description. So we'll see you guys next Sunday. Peace.
We will.